Hi, Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health. Let's talk about sleep. It is one of the most difficult things to achieve when you have a thyroid condition. Not just people with thyroid issues suffer from sleep issues. Whether you find it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep, there's many reasons why this could be. And it's up to you to find out the actual reason. Because when we take pharmaceuticals or things like that, it's not actually fixing the problem. We're just putting a band-aid over it. So the pharmaceutical may get you to sleep, but how does it make you feel the next day or in a year's time, 2 years' time? What is it doing to your body? Because we know that taking medication has an effect on the toxicity level of your liver, and it has an effect on your gut health balance. So that is one thing, you might want to use a little bit of medication for a little while, but you really, in the meantime, should be looking at why you're not sleeping. There are so many reasons. It could be what you eat. Now, I know that gluten can have an effect on people. It could affect your gut, but it's a mind thing as well. So there is a book called Grain Brain, and sometimes grains actually have an effect on how you think and sleep and function. So it could be as something like the bread that you're having for the day or the wrap that you had for lunch. Just because you didn't have it before dinner doesn't mean it's not affecting you at night when you go to bed. Also what you drink throughout the day, whether you drink a lot of alcohol, whether you drink a lot of caffeine, even if you just have one coffee and it's in the morning, drinking that every day can really affect your hormone levels. So your adrenals, which then they produce hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, and that can be out of balance because it's firing off too much. Your stress levels, all these things affect your adrenals. Adrenal health is very important to focus on, particularly around the sleep area. So looking at adrenal health, looking at the caffeine, what you're having, the alcohol, like I said. A lot of people say they sleep with alcohol, but do you stay asleep? It may not always be that way. If you keep drinking and it's building up in your system, and we find it really difficult to detox alcohol, then eventually it can be something that causes your sleep issues. But how do you wake up as well when you drink alcohol? Do you wake up refreshed? Do you wake up feeling queasy? Any of those things. So it's really important to check how much you're drinking, not just for your sleep, for your whole body, but sleep is one reason that we should be looking at alcohol. There is also how you go to bed. What time are you going to bed? What are you doing before bed? Exercise before bed can cause sleep issues. So if you're exercising, going to the gym, and coming home, throwing down food and going to bed, that can cause sleep issues too. Because eating before bed is also something that can affect your sleep, whether you stay asleep, how you wake up in the morning, because your digestive system's working while you're asleep, and we don't want that to happen. So the type of food that you eat before bed, how long before bed you eat, and whether you're exercising before bed. Are you exercising during the day? So if you're doing no exercise, that's also an issue. It can be an issue for you. Or if you're doing the wrong kind of exercise for yourself. If you're, say, in your 40s, for example, and you're doing all these high intensity workouts, that can cause issues with your adrenals. So we come back to that. So this is all a big cycle. Adrenals, stress. Your adrenals are what help you regulate your stress levels. Are you in flight or fight mode? So too much exercise or over exercise or the wrong type of exercise can cause you issues. Is your back aligned? Is your back right for you? And is that what's causing your lack of sleep? Overthinking. How can you calm your mind to not overthink? Because I know that's when I go to bed and I think of everything. So if you're like me and you start thinking, I'm going to do this live tomorrow in my thyroid group, write it down. Try and write down everything that comes to you during the day Write down anything that you need to write down so you won't forget, because otherwise you lay there in bed thinking, I'm going to forget, remember, and it goes over and over in your mind. So write things down, have a list, even if you have a notepad beside your bed, as you're going to sleep, write it down, and then put it out of your mind. Tell yourself it's time to go to sleep. I'm switching off now and I'm going to sleep. What else is there? Hydration. Are you hydrated? Now, there is a video on YouTube that I do about hydration. It affects your sleep as well. It can cause low energy, but it can also cause, it could be a reason why you're not sleeping well as well. So if you're waking up, 1, 2, 3 in the morning and you find it hard to get back to sleep, that can be a dehydration thing, also an adrenal issue. So again, we're back to the adrenals. So this is another topic I'm going to be talking about soon, the adrenal health. What else can cause sleep? The atmosphere in your room. Do you have a lot of perfumes and fragrances and toxic chemicals? Do you have enough airflow? Have you got a TV in your room? Watching TV before you go to bed it can stimulate the brain, stimulate the mind, that light in your eyes. It's really important what sort of light that you have before you go to bed. So turning out the lights in the house, I use a salt lamp, but not watching TV or anything on your phone for at least an hour before you go to bed. It stimulates the mind, but it also is a false light. Our eyes need sunlight to wake us up in the morning and help us go to sleep at night. So in the afternoon, that pinky orangey color of the sun is what helps us produce melatonin. So if you're not getting out in the sun during the day, you're not going to have that production of melatonin. And in the morning when you wake up, looking into the sun is going to help you produce the cortisol. But what happens with the majority of people when they step outside is they pop their sunglasses on, and you are blocking that production of cortisol and melatonin. So you may have low energy and you may not be producing your melatonin. So watching how often you wear sunglasses. I don't wear them at all anymore. And people say my eyes are way too sensitive to sunlight, but it's because you wear sunglasses that your eyes are sensitive to the sunlight. What else is there? You've got, like I said, the airflow, the atmosphere. Put a plant in your room, a nice jasmine plant or a peace lily, something that's going to help detoxify the room and produce a nice smell, and it's relaxing. I have a peace lily in my room and I have a snake plant. I also have a diffuser at night because breathing's important. How we breathe throughout the day affects how we breathe at night, and how we breathe affects how we sleep. So if you're not breathing through your nose throughout the day, you're not going to breathe through your nose as you're going to sleep, and you're not going to get as much oxygen into your blood, and you're not going to sleep as well. So I have a diffuser with essential oils every night, and I use Easy Air, which isn't actually a respiratory blend. Sorry. You can use thyme, which helps open up the airways. You can use peppermint, eucalyptus, but I also put lavender in there to help ease myself into sleep. So there's the calming oils, and I use the respiratory oils as well. You can find those on naomishomehealth.com, what I use for my sleep. But also there's a lot of oils that you can use. You can put it on your wrist, the back of your neck, on your pillow, bottom of your feet if you don't like the smell. And they can help you relax into sleep as well. Magnesium, half an hour before you go to bed, can help you relax into sleep. If you get restless legs, it can be magnesium deficiency. But I've also found that caffeine can cause the restless legs. There's a few reasons why we can get restless legs. It can be toxicity, it can be your sciatica, it can be several things, but magnesium is a great start. So you might have a magnesium bath. That's a very relaxing. But I usually drink a little bit of magnesium half an hour before bed, and it's really good for your mental health, your emotions, your moods as well. Yes. Oh, sorry. Dear me. The stress that you're under is super important. Not dealing with issues, not dealing with problems, or allowing a lot of stress into your life. We don't always allow stress in our life, but a lot of the time we do. A lot of the time we invite it in, and we really become really negative, and we're drawn to all this toxicity around us. So releasing some of that toxicity and stressful people, releasing that from our life can help with our stress release, helps with our adrenals, and it helps us sleep and stay asleep. Who are you sleeping next to? That can be a big issue. Do they snore? Are you not happy with them? That whole energy thing of sleeping next to someone that you don't want to be sleeping next to, that you don't like. I mean, it's sad to say, but it is true for some people. That whole energetic thing, it really is really important, because we're all energetic beings and we have an energy around us. And when you have somebody who is so negative in your energy field, it can cause you to have that negative energy as well. So who do you sleep next to is super important. Move to another room if you can. Move to the lounge. There are other things that are really good for you to get to sleep. Fruit before bed. Fruits like mango. Mango is a great way to get to sleep. Nothing too harsh, but fruits like nectarines, when they're ripe, peaches, any berries. Fruit helps balance your blood sugar levels, but there are lots of vitamins and minerals in fruits, and there are certain fruits like mangoes that have properties that can help you sleep. Red dates, they're used in Chinese medicine for insomnia. You can make yourself a red date tea. I've got a video on that you can have a look at as well. So these are all sorts of things that can help you get into sleep. But you need to understand what it is that's causing your sleep. Is your work stressing you out? Do you have a good balance in your life of work, fun, doing what you want to do, doing something for yourself? Sleep is really important. If we don't sleep, we don't heal, and we don't get through the day. We're emotional, we're moody, we're causing drama around ourselves because we're irritable. So sleep is really important. How is your bed? Is your bedding okay? Having a good quality mattress and something that's really comfortable for you is very important as well. Making sure the room's dark. Make sure the room's dark so you can get to sleep. I actually have a Getting Better Sleep book coming out next week. So you can ask me for that sleep book, pop in the comments, put your hand up, or inbox me your email address, and I will send you some information, or you can be on my email list. When it does come out, I'll let you know, and you can have a look at the sleep book. And it gives you some good tools and ideas on how to get to sleep and why you might not be sleeping. It could be hormones, it could be anything. So it just helps you go through the steps and put things in place of how to get to sleep. So pop in the comments, put your hand up if you would like to go on the email list for the sleep book, or if it's something you'd be interested in. If you don't sleep, let me know. Maybe some tips that you have, pop them in the comments. I always like to hear what everybody else does, because it's all about learning and sharing our experiences.